President Trump to make a final determination on Iran after a 2-hour-long meeting in the Situation Room yesterday. The White House telling Fox, quote, President Trump will only make a deal that is good for America and satisfies his red lines. Iran can never possess a nuclear weapon. Fox News contributor Dan Hoffman is a former CIA station chief who served in Moscow, Iraq, and Pakistan, and he joins us now. Great to see you this morning, Dan. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
So tell us, what do you, and obviously I know that you don't know everything you once knew that was going on behind the scenes, but tell us what you think our intel services are telling President Trump right now about what's going on behind the scenes in Iran.
Yeah, I think the president has to be relying on our intelligence community. I'm quite sure, based on my own experience serving at CIA and running Middle East operations for years there, that the president is asking Director Ratcliffe at CIA to pulse our human sources and produce the intelligence on Iran's plans and intentions. Right now, Iran's government is in the hands of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, General Vahidi, and even though there are others doing the negotiations, the hardliners are there in Iran, and the question is what their plans and intentions are going forward, and whether there might be other opportunities for us to press them to get a better deal. Look, we have 3 points of really strong leverage here. We've got the sanctions, we've got a blockade, and we've got the threat to resume military strikes. And we want to be careful about reducing any of that leverage until we get the deal that we want. I think the president is right to take a pause here. This is an extraordinarily consequential period right now in our engagement with Iran.
So there's been a lot of talk about whether or not a final agreement on what President Trump calls the nuclear dust is included in the initial agreement or not. How do you see, what is the smartest way to address that? Is it, can you make a preliminary deal without settling that issue? Can you wait to settle that issue after you've made a preliminary peace deal?
So I think what we have to be careful about is if we were to remove the blockade or give Iran even a little bit of sanctions relief only to get them to the negotiating table, I'm not so sure that's the right move. Iran would try to drag things out and reap the benefits, economic benefits, and we know they're going to use that money not for reconstruction inside Iran, except for their weapons of mass destruction, for sure.
Right.
But they're not going to do it to help the population. They're going to do it to supply material support to their proxy terrorists in the region. And so I think what we might want to do is ensure that we get that highly enriched uranium out of the country. We discuss all the uranium that's been enriched just to 3.67% as well, because that can be enriched to higher levels. We need to deal with that. We need to deal with Iran's ballistic missiles and drones. All of the things that the JCPOA failed to address, right, and all the reasons why the president rightly withdrew from that bad agreement that the Senate, including Democrats, would never ratify. Right. The president is on the hook to do that. And I think that's, again, why right now this is consequential, and it's good that we're taking a little bit of a pause here to get the best deal we can.
So real quickly, because we got to go, but, you know, and you're not a shoot from the hip kind of guy, Dan, but if you could shoot from the hip real quickly, what do you think the chances are of arriving at a peace deal in a matter of days here?
I'm not that sanguine that we're going to see that. Iran is holding out. I think that's the question for our intelligence community. How much pressure can we continue to deliver against the Iranians? They have a lot of incentive not to give in, not to negotiate. They want to appear resilient as their axis of resilience against the United States. It's how they derive their regime security. So this may go on yet for some time. I would not be surprised if that were the case, but good on President Trump and the administration for holding fast.